Good evening and thank you for joining us on this Sunday. We begin tonight with the latest developments in the Middle East. Hamas is now seeking to extend the 4-day temporary truce set to expire Monday. It follows the third exchange of hostages for Palestinian prisoners. Today, the first American hostage was released, a 4-year-old girl. Of the 17 hostages returned to Israel Sunday, these images of reunions and relief, just a portion of the 240 hostages seized by Hamas. As part of the truce deal, aid is flowing into Gaza. Israel says 200 trucks entered the territory today through the crossing with Egypt. Also in Gaza, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited Israeli troops, vowing to fight Hamas, quote, until victory. In London, tens of thousands demonstrated against anti-Semitism, the rally coming amid a steep rise in hate crimes. For now, a noticeable change in Gaza, the longest break in fighting since October 7th. CBS's Imtiaz Tyab leads us off tonight in East Jerusalem.
Good evening. Well, after 51 days in captivity, 4-year-old American-Israeli Abigail Edan is finally free, with President Biden saying she had endured the unthinkable.
A sea of Israeli flags greeted the minibuses carrying the latest hostages released from Gaza. This third wave of captives let go as part of the deal between Israel and Hamas was the smoothest exchange yet and included the first American. 4-year-old Abigail Edan. In a statement, her family said there was, quote, no words to express their relief and gratitude at her release. Both Edan's mother and father were killed by Hamas gunmen on October 7th, and she will now be cared for by relatives. The joy at her freedom follows dozens of reunions since Friday, like Irish-Israeli 9-year-old Emily Hand, who was initially presumed dead, now safely in her father Tom's arms.
She's lost a lot of weight, but generally doing better than we expected.
Since the start of the truce between Israel and Hamas, which began on Friday, 51 out of 240 hostages have been released, while 117 of around 8,000 Palestinian prisoners being held in Israeli jails have been freed, mainly women and children, some who have been in prison for years. Like 24-year-old Mara Bakir, seen here hugging her mother. Bakir was still a child when she was jailed and has already served 8 years behind bars. Several of the other released prisoners have been imprisoned without charge or trial, including some of these teenage boys who were given a hero's welcome in the occupied West Bank. While in Gaza, utter despair. The pause in violence allowed Palestinians to return to their devastated homes in the north of the Strip to gather what's left of their lives after entire city blocks were flattened by Israeli airstrikes. And while optimism is growing, this 4-day break in violence could be extended. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, on an unprecedented trip into Gaza, vowed to resume the campaign, saying, "We are continuing until the end, until victory. Nothing will stop us."
And although Abigail Edan is the first American to be freed from Gaza, she was one of 10 who are thought to be held captive by Hamas. The others include 2 women and 7 men, Jerika, and it's hoped the 2 women will be released as part of tomorrow's exchange.
Imtiaz Tyab for us in East Jerusalem. Thank you.